don't have an intro. I don't know how I'm gonna start this, but sorry, I'm like balancing on the chair. I have a cat on my lap. It's just, there's a lot going on. But this video is going to be the 6 books that I have for pre-orders for June 2025. So I love to pre-order my books. I love to know what I'm getting. I love to have things just like show up without me having to think about it. Truly, it's girl math of like, I pre-ordered this book 9 months ago. That cost has already been absorbed elsewhere. That's free money, or that's a free book, even though it's really not. But if I don't have to click the buy now button, I'm like, did I really pay money? So I have 6 books pre-ordered for the month of June that'll be showing up. Usually I have, I think, closer to like 8 to 10. So June's like a slow month. I don't know if that's continuously a trend or if that's just this year that like the authors that I like and that I pre-order aren't releasing stuff in June. But I wanted to talk about them just because I'm excited for them and no one in my personal life is as big of a reader as I am. So I feel like if I can just like talk about them and then chat with people in the comments who find this video just like about these books, I'm really excited for them. I think that that's something that I take very seriously. Is I love a pre-order. I love to look forward to things. So the first book that I have pre-ordered that'll show up first on June 5th is The Saltwater Curse by Avina St. Graves. So I read Skin of a Sinner by her, and it wasn't my favorite. I thought her writing was really good. I just didn't love the story, and I think that was her debut. I'm not sure. But I feel like her writing really had potential, and I love, like, I call it like a paranormal romance. I think that, like, anything with, like, a fun premise, maybe they don't have to be human, I just think is really fun. And from everything I've seen, it's like he kidnaps her. It's fine. It's fine. He's a Kraken. He doesn't, I think he's a Kraken. He doesn't know. But, like, it's him trying to, like, make the island, like the clips that, or, like, the snippets that I've seen of her, like, posting about it. It's, like, him trying to, like, make the island more comfortable for her and, like, grabbing her, like, things and him not knowing what they are. But I love a paranormal romance, and I love to be able to shock my friends who don't really read and be like, yep, read a book about a Kraken this weekend, and them sort of look at me like I'm insane, which I am, especially to them. But, like, I have 2 copies of Under Lock and Key by Lana Ferguson because that's how much I love it. I love being able to say to my friends, yep, read a book about the Loch Ness Monster. They're like, but, like, what kind of book? And I'm like, romance. And they're like, I have a lot of further questions. But so yeah, so I'm really excited for this one. I think it's just like, I love funny books. I love a book that makes me laugh out loud. And I have a feeling that some of these will. Or like this book will make me laugh out loud, at least from some of the like passages I've seen. And, you know, worst comes to worst, like, even if I don't enjoy it, I still get to tell people, yeah, I read a romance novel about a Kraken this weekend. Like, it's not a complete loss if I don't love it. But yeah, that comes out June 5th. And then on June 6th, I will receive on my Kindle Bourbon and Proof, which is the 3rd book in the Bourbon Boys series. I don't know if it's a trilogy or not. Everything I've seen, it just says series. But it is the 3rd book in the Bourbon Boys series by Victoria Wilder. Excuse me, that was the Red Bull. So I've loved this series. I mean, they're like romantic suspense, so there's always like a little bit of like a mystery element or like some sort of something going on, which I think is really fun. I love books. I love romance with a little something extra. I think that they're just like, and I really love the first 2. The first one was Bourbon and Lies, and that got 5 stars from me, and then Bourbon and Secrets got 4 stars from me. I just do whole numbers. I don't mess around with the like half numbers or quarter numbers. I know some people like it because it's more accurate, but I think that if I get too into the nitty gritty, I'll like waver a little bit. Like, I like the distinctiveness of like a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, and a 1. I rarely DNF. It's like very hard. It takes a lot for me to DNF a book, which says something about books that I DNF. But anyway, Bourbon and Proof, I don't know a ton about it, but I know it's like one of the Fox brothers, and I know that it's a marriage of convenience with a character we've already met. Like, I've seen her name. It's just like escaping me right now. But I have loved this series. I like want to see more in this universe, which I like. I don't know if it's a trilogy or a series, but I'm looking forward to this one. I'm looking forward to doing the reread. Like, I've been wanting to reread the first two for a while, but I also knew that I'd be doing a reread right before this one came out, so it was kind of like dodgy of like when I should or shouldn't. And I ended up just putting it off, and now I'm like really excited to read them. So the next book in the lineup is Caught Up by Navessa Allen. It comes out June 10th. I have my copies of Lights Out up here. I have the Barnes & Noble edition, and then I have a signed edition that I got the fun book box from Scribble's Bookshop. I am obsessed with that bookshop as a whole. They do like tons and tons of signed copies of so many books. I have 2 books pre-ordered from them for August that'll be signed, which I'm very excited about. But anyway, Caught Up is the next book in the in the Into Darkness trilogy, which is the name of the series. I know, I feel like most people I feel like have heard of Lights Out. Like if you're on Booktok or Bookstagram or whatever, it's like very much like the Mask King. Can I say King? It's like very much like the Mask thing. But so it's like, I love like a dark horror comedy. I want to laugh. Like I'll read dark romances and I'm okay with it. And like, I've read some really dark stuff that has like no humor whatsoever and in fact is very depressing, and like that's fine, and I enjoyed it, and I think they're well written sometimes. Like they can be, but I love a good laugh. I really do. Like you can't see them. They're down here. They're like honestly right here behind me. But like the Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark, Scythe and Sarah, like the Ruinous Love trilogy, I was obsessed with because it was so fun. And I was like, yeah, like it was dark, like, yeah, they're killing people, but it's like they're funny about it. So that's kind of like the types of dark romance I prefer, is like dark with like a little bit of comedy or a lot. I mean, Lights Out is so funny. I don't like audiobooks. I really can't get behind it most of the time. I think that they read too slowly. And I'm like a very fast reader, which is how I can read as much as I do. But sometimes like their cadence is just a little too slow. And then if I speed it up, it sounds wrong because it's not someone talking fast. It's someone talking at a normal pace, sped up. So I take that with a grain of salt, but I did love that audiobook. I had like a 14-hour drive over the course of like 2 days, and I was able to listen to it in that time. And I think I listened to it a little bit while I was getting ready one of those days. But yeah, I'm like so looking forward to it. My one note is that it's about Allie's cousin, Junior, and if we are calling this grown, scary biker stalker man Junior throughout the whole book, I'll lose my mind. I just think that like, I hear Junior, I think of like a 6-year-old. I don't think of like grown man wearing a mask. Like I'm like, look, I get it, like if you're around the family or whatever, but like I pray to God that the female love interest does not call him Junior. That's like my one, Navessa, please. I get to meet her in September when she goes on the book tour with Emily Rath, and I'm super excited. The next book that comes out June 12th, is Hard to Resist by Madison Fox. So I am a huge fan of Madison Fox. I think her books are right behind me here. I loved this is the System trilogy. I loved that series. I ate it right up. I grew up playing video games, and like I still like, I watch Twitch streamers and stuff like that. Like I love kind of that world, and I think it's very fascinating. And like, so this is about a group of like there are 3 of them, my boys, 3 masked video game streamers who, you know, fall in love, do all that fun stuff. But it's very like, oh, it's heartwarming. They're so cute. And they're really fun. And so she has a new series I think this is the start of a series, if I'm not mistaken, called Hard to Resist. And it's her boss's ex-husband. You know how messy that is? Like I, for the life of me, like would never in my entire life, in real life, but like give me the drama in the books. Like that is like the type of messy that I want to see. I want all the messiness. I want all the drama. I want all of the like, ah! I just think that like, I think that's so fun in fiction. Don't sleep with your boss's ex-husband. I don't think it'll go over well for you, to be honest. But I'm really excited. I just feel like it'll be messy. I missed her books. Like, she didn't even announce this until like a month ago, and it comes out in June. Like, she was holding back on us. But all of the little like snippets she's posted, I'm like so excited. I actually really like her writing. I think she started as a book creator kind of, and is now an author. And like Good Game is the first in the System trilogy, and I was like, I ate that up. I was like, that is I loved the writing. I was very surprised to find out it was her debut, because I went looking for a backlist after I read that, and it was like, it's her only book. And I was devastated. I was like, are you kidding me? So I was very pleasantly surprised for like a debut of how like well written it was. But it's obviously like someone who's been in the book space kind of knows what would and wouldn't make a good book, I would hope. Fingers crossed. You will never catch me writing a book. If I somehow, some way became famous for like Bookstagram stuff, you will not catch me writing a book. I hate creative writing. I'm bad at it. I admittedly am bad at it. I hated doing it. I didn't take any like creative writing courses in college. Like in high school, I did like the bare minimum to get through it. Like I did not like it. Shockingly enough, I'm a numbers girly. Give me a spreadsheet. Hand it over. Put me in Excel. Do not put me in Word. And I stand on that. You will never catch me like trying to write a book. I promise you that. It like a lot of people who read a lot like also want to write. I'm not one of them. I also just think that there's something about, and it's not for everyone, but for me, like it monetizing something that sparks joy, like reading does for me, or like I'd put so much pressure on it, and it wouldn't be exactly, and I'd be so worried about like, am I subconsciously plagiarizing something? Like, is this a scene from a book that I've read? Because I've read so many books. I feel like I would not be, I also don't have the creative function for it, but like I took photography classes in college and high school for fun, and I love photography, but like my photography professor in college, like asked, he's like, why aren't you a photography major? And I was like, because I love it for what it is. It's a creative outlet. I was like, but I wouldn't want to have to go through the process of trying to monetize it and make it work like that. It's just for me, like, it's something that like there's purity to creation. And like, I applaud you if you can make it work and it's something that you love and you still do. And like, you get to do it for your job. I love that for you. I feel like I couldn't keep the balance. I feel like I would start to resent it a little bit. So for me, at least, I don't think I could do something creatively for work. I do applaud people who can, though. The next book comes out June 16th, and it's At the Edge of Surrender by A.L. Jackson. This is part of the Moonlit Ridge series, I want to say Moonlit Hills, but her other series that it's kind of connected to is Redemption Hills, so I think it's Moonlit Ridge. This is like book 3 of 5. I think I have all these pre-ordered. Like I have pre-orders for 2026 already, and the last book in this series is one of them. Sorry, I have a cat in my lap. I don't know if I mentioned that, but he's sleeping. But so I've been reading A.L. Jackson for like a while. I feel like I loved the Redemption Hills series. That was like, it was a big one. And then I really liked the start of this series, but I didn't love the second book. And this is where you're gonna get like a mini age gap rant, because I don't mind a large number of age gap, like a 9, 10, 12, even bigger age gap. If, this is my qualifier, if you both met while you were adults, and like 18 is even pushing it. If you met when you were 8, like if she's 18 and you're 30, you're pushing the line, but at least she's legal. In this one, I remember that they've known each other for a very long time. So like when she was 9, he was 18. You are an adult. Stay away from this child. And granted, like now they're like in their 20s and he's in his 30s or whatever. But like for me, like I just feel like there's some issues with it, and like she has a really big case of like hero worship. Like he saved her life when they were little, or when they were young, she was little, he was younger, which is kind of the issue. And he was able to save her, but not his sister. And she has this just like hero worship of him. And he, you know, it's like his best friend's little sister, and she's off limits. I could never do this to blah, blah, blah. And she does sort of push him to break his morals a little bit. And like, he like knows at least at the start is wrong. But like, I just feel like if I, in my 20s now, met someone who is like 13 now, and then in 10 years was like, I'd be like, no, you're a child in my mind. So, you know, I think that my caveat on age gaps is the like, when did you meet? The age gap doesn't matter. It's like, when did you meet this person? And like, look, like it wasn't grooming. He was very respectful. He didn't even look at her like that until she was in her late 20s, and he's like almost 40. Like, it was very clearly like clean and respectful, like boundaries. But like for me, it makes me a little uncomfy. It's just not for me. But I think this next book, the guy is like a recluse, and he has to like either like save the girl or like something like that. And I'm very excited because we don't know a lot about him. We knew a lot about the male main character of the second book from the first book, but this third one, we're like, we don't know a lot about him. We know he's a recluse. We know he lives in the mountains, away from everybody else. But he'll come down like, because these are his like family. So what's his deal? So either way, I'm very excited. I'll do a reread of the first two to kind of get back to this universe. And then I think the sixth and final book that I have pre-ordered is 500 First Editions by Maggie Gates. So this is part of the Romantics trilogy. I know this one's a trilogy for sure. So essentially the series is like 3 author besties who all all fall in love. So the first one was like, oh my gosh, because it was I really liked the first one. It's just like quirky male main characters are fun. I liked Miles. I was very much just like, tone it down just like a little bit. So it's like bodyguard and, you know, protectee. The next one's like kind of forced proximity. Like he's a firefighter. She's like restoring her great aunt's house to sell or whatever. And there's like a mystery kind of in the house. And this third one, it's like enemies to lovers. I think I saw Fake Dating, but they do like a road trip. And I love a road trip book. In fact, one of my favorite series is like all road trip, where it's blocked right now by her other books. But like Debney Perry did, it's called The Runaways, and it's basically like you travel across the country with this car for these like 5 foster kids, and basically it's like they end up like meeting up, and this car goes from like place to place to place to place to place, like, and it's very fun. And I love like I just love a road trip. I really do. I think that more books should be like road trip romances. But anyway, I'm really excited to see like the end of this series. We really don't know a lot about Willow. We've met her a couple times. She's obviously like the best friend of the other 2 female main characters, but I'm very curious as to like more of her personality and more of her. I want to see her fall in love. I want to see this main male character, because I think like he's supposed to be like, well, I think enemies to lovers is fun, but I think that he is very like, the thought left my brain. So I'm really excited to see how the series concludes. I've been like loving Maggie Gates. I read Dust Storm, which I think is, oh yeah, right there. I love the Griffith Brothers trilogy. I think that those 3, all 3 are 5 stars. 110% yes. Those were so like great, and now I've been like going through her backlist slowly, and then these were her most recent releases, and I'm like, more please. But she has a lot of backlist stuff that I've been meaning to read. I've read a couple of her other like standalones, and I've really enjoyed them. It's like Maggie Gates has kind of become like an auto-buy author for me. Like I really do love what she's doing. So anyway, this video is entirely too long and entirely terrible. And I don't know how I'm gonna edit it. I don't know how I'm going to do any of this. I also don't have an outro. I don't even have an intro, remember? This is dumb. But thank you for watching, if you did. Since this is my first video, there's probably no other videos up. But if you're catching this late, who knows? Maybe I've uploaded another video. I guess you have to go check. I'm currently in the process of vlogging my week. So I have 3 books coming out this week that I pre-ordered. This is like the last week of May, and I'm filming this on the 25th of May. So this is the day before Memorial Day. Obviously I'm American, so Memorial Day. So I'm off tomorrow, and then I have 3 books coming out next week that I'm kind of gonna vlog reading and kind of vlog what I'm reading, how I'm reading. I already finished a book today. I finished it this morning, so I talked about that a little bit in there. So who knows when that'll be up, where that'll be up, how that'll be up. I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. God, like, it's so funny because, like, I've spent so much time in my life, like, watching YouTubers and watching, like, content creators, and, like, I grew up, like, on YouTube. I remember, like, I was, like, an original, like, one of the, like, I remember, like, 2009 watching Smosh. Like, that's where, like, that's how far back it goes. And so, like, doing this and, like, actually probably posting it, it's, like, a little nerve-wracking. If you know me in real life, no you don't. I don't want to hear it. I'm not attaching my real name to this, at least this first video. So, no you don't. You don't know me. And I don't know, I guess, like, leave in the comments what books you are looking forward to in June. If you have any of these pre-ordered or are really interested in reading any of them. Obviously I didn't do a great job describing them. I did a great job of describing in relation to me why I'm pre-ordering them. But go look all of these books up. I mean, I would recommend probably any of these. I haven't read them, but a lot of these authors are really consistent for me. So yeah, I guess this is it. I really, again, I don't know. I don't have an outro. I don't know how to end this, but thanks.